Ladies and gentlemen, this reaction. This is why did Bulgaria lose so much land? Short animated documentary by channel History Matters. Modern Bulgaria hasn't existed for very long. Really? But during its brief time, it's managed to gain and lose large amount of the same land numerous times. Wait a minute. Isn't Bulgaria like, more than a millennia old, right? Some like 6th, 7th century, I don't know. Oh, I guess he's a modern Bulgaria, I guess. Okay, just like many other European countries, it was a thing, then it wasn't a thing, then it's a thing again, like Poland or something. Is that what happened there? Okay, if I were to think, I have no knowledge about this, but I'm guessing Russia is involved. Because whenever it's like Bulgaria and any other like Soviet type countries, right? Bulgaria was part of Soviet Union, right? Yeah. So, anything like that is involved. Russia is usually the key member behind it. So Russia is the reason it lost lots of land. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting video. I don't know much about Bulgaria. Yeah, but I really need to find a lot of videos. Like really need to do research on YouTube and create a list of different countries and different detailed history videos about it, because I really need to know about all these things, because I don't think I've ever watched a Bulgaria video ever, right? And I started doing this reaction channel so to broaden my knowledge or something, because I didn't know is this channel gonna get any traction or not. I'm surprised it is where it is right now, 15,000 something subscriber, close to it. I didn't even know that was gonna happen. I was gonna watch these videos anyway, so I'm like, fuck it, let's make reaction. So yeah, if you know any detail, if you've been watching my videos and you think I haven't watched a history about a specific place, definitely comment down. I want to check all those things out. And yeah, that's always fun.
Bulgaria is a small country in the Balkans which, since its independence in 1878, has changed shape many times. Unlike most countries, Bulgaria repeatedly conquered and lost the same lands without much consolidation. Which raises the pretty obvious question, why? Why has
he went from 100% to 250%, I think, right? More than twice, and then shrank again.
Bulgaria lost so much land over the course of its existence. So, modern Bulgaria came into existence in 1878 after a series of revolts in the Balkan region against Ottoman rule there. This precipitated a war between the Russians and the Ottomans, and to put it mildly, the Russians won. But they knew that they weren't free to just take as much Ottoman territory as they wanted, because it would upset the other powers with interests in the region. As such, Russian leadership came up with a clever compromise. They would only receive a small amount of Ottoman land, and instead the primary territorial gains would go to Russia's new ally, Bulgaria. It was agreed in the Treaty of San Stefano that the newly semi-independent Bulgaria would look like this. The Russians had hoped that Bulgaria would soon become a client state of theirs and would thus lease its ports to Russian warships, thereby giving it access to the Mediterranean without having to deal with the Ottomans whenever.
I'm surprised Russia always has that mentality, right? They'll just, they'll be happy to take command from us, from the Moscow, tell us what to do. Even with the current conflict, I'm pretty sure they just thought some resistance, but over time they're just going to be all right and come to some compromise, or they become puppet state or something. So, we have control over Ukraine or something, but that didn't happen.
Whenever they wanted to leave the Black Sea. It won't surprise you to know that the other great powers saw through this and quickly demanded that the new Bulgaria be reshaped in a way that would maintain the balance of power. Russia didn't really have much of a choice. The new Bulgaria be reshaped in a way that would...
It's like you can barely see it. It's that small. Yes, did Russia really thought they're going to do someone like Great Britain? They basically wrote a book at this shit, right? You can fool the principal, or dean or whatever. Allah is just like, oh, we're going to give it to Bulgaria. They'll never know. And Britain's like, really?
Maintain the balance of power. Russia didn't really have much of a choice, and so Bulgaria was reduced to this. Its prince soon afterwards was also allowed to rule this Ottoman territory, Rumelia. But for many Bulgarian leaders, they had seen what Bulgaria could be, and so that was what they wanted. In 1885, Bulgaria united with Rumelia, and in 1908, It's
like when you're a kid and your mother promises you some meal or something, right? And then, I don't know, for some reason, she can't make it, and she makes something else as a compromise. Like, no, I don't care if this food is good, I want that one. Some shit like that. Oh, God. Yes, obviously between the great powers, just like in many other countries, Bulgaria was caught, right? And their ambitions grew, and obviously they're gonna catch conflict. Ottoman Empire, other Western powers and Russia, they are gonna have their own interests, and Bulgaria is gonna suffer or some shit, because that's how it usually go.
It declared its independence as a kingdom under Tsar Ferdinand I. And Ferdinand had one simple objective: rebuild Greater Bulgaria. And there was only one way to do this: politely asking. Also war. And boy was there a lot of war
Same
to come.
thing.
The first was in 1912 when these nations, despite their long-standing dislike of each other, teamed up to force the Ottomans out of the Balkans. This war, called the First Balkan War, went very well and the Ottomans lost these lands, with these going to Bulgaria. Naturally, this buoyed the Bulgarian mood. So this military winning streak was obviously going to continue. Bulgarian leadership had decided that it hadn't been given enough during the previous war and that both Greece and Serbia were holding on to lands that weren't theirs. As such, 2 months after the First Balkan War had come to an end, Bulgarian troops attacked Serbia and Greece. This didn't exactly go to plan, and when Bulgarian forces got bogged down, Romania capitalised and marched south with little resistance. Again, sensing weakness, the Ottomans invaded from the south, and losing a war on 4 fronts meant that the Bulgarians had no chance. In the peace negotiations, the Bulgarians gave these lands to Serbia, Romania, Greece and the Ottomans, which really soured the Bulgarian national mood, since who knew when the next opportunity to retake these lands would present itself.
Oh, so let me get this straight. Because of Ferdinand, they got all this land, like we can do more, and they got screwed completely. Yep, that seems about right.
Fortunately for Ferdinand, not Franz Ferdinand that is, the next year saw the start of World War I, which Bulgaria soon joined on the side of the Central Powers. It had been promised these lands from Serbia, and at its height Bulgaria grew to this size. That was of course just months before it surrendered to the Entente and subsequently lost all of this. It won't surprise you to know that the Bulgarians weren't happy with their losses. And so, 20 years later, when the Second World War was ongoing, the Bulgarians, mostly because they were afraid of being on the wrong side of Germany and also because they saw an opportunity, joined the Axis. Over the course of the war, Bulgaria gained all of these lands, which they held until they came down with a case of the Red Army. After the war, Bulgaria was stripped all of its gains except for southern debris.
Imagine Bulgaria, like, God damn it, 2 times in a row we made bad decision. We chose wrong side to back. Ah, come on. Oh, this is so fucked up, right? This is not that Poland fucked up, obviously, but it's like differently all fucked up. They got screwed like every time they made bad decisions, let's just say.
Bruges. Bulgaria was allowed to keep the land that it took from Romania because both had been members of the Axis. And also, they were now both communist puppet states of the USSR, and Stalin told Romania to drop it, and so drop it they did. And with that, Bulgaria maintained these borders, which it still has to this day. I hope you enjoyed this episode with a special thanks.
Yeah, I think the most fucked up position you can have is of Central Europe, let's be honest. Because in the western side there are Western powers, on the eastern side there's like Russia and everything, Ottoman Empire, oh god. You're always going to be in the center of everything. Yeah, Poland is the best example of that, I guess, right? How many times Poland have been screwed? Over and over again. Like, go throughout the history, every few centuries, like, Poland gonna get screwed. Every few centuries. That's just absurd. And now in this case, Bulgaria apparently. In Bulgaria's case, it's mostly that they promised some land. They've seen what land they could have, and that's where the issue was. Well, Poland, it was different, but yeah. Right, well, that was why did Bulgaria lose so much land by channel History Matters. If you like my reaction, do follow and subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you next time.